Our top story this morning, the race for the White House, the race in Kentucky, still too close to call at this moment between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. With 99% of the votes in, Clinton has 46.8% of the vote and Sanders 46.3%. Clinton herself has claimed a victory in the state, thanking her supporters for the win via social media, with one state official saying the frontrunner has unofficially won. The candidates will split the state's delegates, receiving 27 apiece. Things were very different in another state, Oregon. Sanders defeating Clinton by 8 points, taking 28 of the state's delegates to Clinton's 24. On the other side of the aisle, likely GOP nominee Donald Trump easily taking Oregon with nearly 70% of the vote there. The win gives him an additional 17 delegates, bringing his total to 1160, inching ever so closer to that magic 1237 number needed to secure the nomination. Let's bring in Jeff Flock. He's live for us on the ground in Louisville, Kentucky. Jeff, when do you think we will have an official call on the race there on the Democratic side?
Well, some people have called it already. The local papers here have called it. As you point out, the Secretary of State, Allison Lundergan Grimes, has said that she is the unofficial winner, but officially it takes them a while to certify the results. It's going to take a while, though, and it's important to say the Bernie Sanders campaign has no indication that they see anything wrong with the tally and that they will likely not ask for a recount. As you point out, Hillary Clinton has claimed victory. The tweets were this last night: "We just won Kentucky." And she also said, perhaps in a reference to the Sanders supporters, "We're always stronger, united. Thanks for having our back, Kentucky." But boy, it was close, as you point out, less than half a percentage point. Now, in fairness to Hillary Clinton, people ask, well, how can she continue to either lose or be so close in these states and still be ahead? Well, if you look at the popular vote cast thus far in the Democratic primary, she has almost 13 million votes cast for her so far. That's about 56, almost 57%. Bernie Sanders with less than 10 million votes, that's 43%. So that's important to be fair. And important also to say, though, that at a big rally in California last night, Bernie Sanders said, "I ain't giving up."
No one can predict the future, but I think we have a real shot to win primaries in a number of the states that will be coming up. And don't tell Secretary Clinton she might get nervous. I think we're going to win here in California.
You look at that rally last night, certainly looks like he got a pretty good shot in California. He certainly inspires a lot of people. Donald Trump, though, talking about tweeting, of course, Donald Trump's an inveterate tweeter, this morning saying, "Sanders treated badly. Disenfranchised fans should vote for me." Donald Trump, never missing an opportunity.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Joining us is the star of Duck Dynasty and the new film Torchbearer. Phil Robertson is here. Phil, good morning to you from Cannes, France.
I'm running with the rich and famous.
You certainly are, with that beautiful yacht in the background. Well, here at home, we continue to pay very close attention to this election. What did you, Phil, sir, make of last night's results?
Well, I'm on a pretty torrid schedule over here. All I can tell you is the people have spoken regarding Donald Trump, and me being loyal to the Republican Party, I now will back Mr. Trump. I know Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders' record. Donald Trump, we don't know his record because he doesn't have one. But I'd rather go into the unknown with a Republican like Donald Trump than the alternative. So I'm all in for Trump. Let's get it on.
And you have made that point very clear that you are in for Trump, as well as some of your family members. Do you believe that the party will unite, and eventually those that haven't decided to, will they eventually support him as the nominee?
If they have any sense left, they will all unite, that's for sure. It might not hurt for you folks to bring your camera crew down and show me having a Bible study with Mr. Trump so that he can learn a little more about what it means to love your enemies.
Interesting. We've got Robert Wolf on set with us, a Hillary Clinton supporter, and he's got a question for you.
Yeah, I was just curious. You were early on for Cruz. What made you go with Cruz instead of Trump earlier on?
Ted Cruz is a strict constitutionalist. I looked at the 17 guys who were running. I picked a strict constitutionalist in the line of Antonin Scalia and Clarence Thomas. And also I noticed that Mr. Cruz vets his thinking through the Bible. Me being a Bible man, I went with a strict constitutionalist, especially looking at in view of the Supreme Court and the appointees that will go there. So that's why I went with Cruz. Cruz lost. Trump has won. I'm loyal to the Republican Party. Therefore, let's go with it.
Hey, Phil, I just want to ask you a question. Do you want to see Trump name names in terms of who he would appoint to the court, or nominate to the court, rather, since presidents don't appoint? If he does win in November, do you want to see that now, some names?
Yeah. Yep. Yes, I want to see it. It would make me feel better or worse. That's what I'm saying. Trump is kind of an unknown, but I want to see his list. You have to remember, if you've never run for president, it'd be about like me running for president. It'd be some, let's just say that Mr. Trump may be a little rough around the edges, but so am I. But
Phil, I was actually just going to ask you about that.
And he's running as a Republican.
All right, you're there promoting your new film, and you're there promoting your new film, so we certainly want to show that. But I got to ask you first, before we run a clip of Torchbearer, the film that you're there promoting, what do the folks around France, around Cannes, what do they make of your Louisiana look and your Louisiana attire?
I think maybe they're, let's face it, I scared them.
All right, here's your film, Torchbearer. It focuses on the Western world's relationship with God. We're going to take a listen.
In the absence of God, the man with the biggest stick determines your worth. Caesar demands his pinch of incense. Violence, decadence, political anarchy, moral decay. Welcome to the city of man.
Phil, I think I just saw a glimpse of Miley Cyrus in that film.
Yeah, you have to remember, I narrated the film, but I didn't provide the footage as a background when we're speaking of carnality and depravity and gross sexual immorality. But they chose whoever the little lady is. I'm not familiar with her. So you have to remember, I don't own a cell phone, and I've never turned on a computer in my life. Therefore, I live a more peaceful life while I'm on the earth, and I'm oblivious to what goes on the internet and all these people that come and go. I wouldn't know the little girl if I saw her.
All right. So you're there promoting the film, but you're at the same time still staying obviously very politically active, endorsing Donald Trump. You are a businessman, sir. We're a business network. What is a President Trump going to do for the state of this country, do you believe?
Well, I will just remind you, last week, our current president stated that he has a pet peeve with people like myself who started Duck Commander with one duck call and a dream. What our current president said is that some people have the erroneous notion that hard work causes success. You work hard, you'll be successful. He said, Mr. Obama, I have a peeve with that. You're just lucky. It's all luck. So I thought about the 30 years I spent getting that duck call off the ground and making all the little shows and my duck call demonstrations and setting up our little booth and selling one duck call at a time. We ended up, as the story goes, rich and famous. It took hard work. faith in God, a strong work ethic, training your children to do what is right. At the end of the day, I looked up, and my children now run the country, and I'm running with the rich and famous, as it turned out. What can I say?
Okay.
It took hard work, and I don't think there's that much luck on the earth. Give me a break.
All right. Well, good to have you, and thanks for sharing your thoughts, both politically, on business, and your upcoming film. Good to have you, sir.
All right.
Enjoy. Still to come.